I see you're carrying more than most people realize. There are situations pressing on your heart that you never anticipated. Life threw things at you that you didn't see coming. And now, you're standing in the middle of it all, trying to make sense of what's happening. It's exhausting, confusing, and at times it feels like you're completely alone in your struggle. But you're not. God sees you. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment where you felt like giving up. None of it has gone unnoticed. There's a deep comfort in knowing that even when no one else truly understands what you're going through, God does. He knows the weight you're carrying from being mistreated, betrayed, or left behind. The pain of being let down by those you trusted is not hidden from Him. He knows about the people who did you wrong, the ones who took advantage of your kindness, the ones who made promises they never intended to keep. He's seen it all. He hasn't turned away from your suffering. In fact, He's drawing closer to you right now. He knows about the illness that just won't go away, the one that keeps you up at night and wears down your hope. He sees how hard you're trying to stay strong, even when your strength is fading. He knows about the anxiety that creeps in when you think about your future, about your family, about your dreams that now feel so distant. No super thanks yet. Will you be the first to sow into this word? Let your giving speak louder than silence. Someone's miracle depends on it, even your financial struggles. He knows those too. He sees your business barely making it, your job not bringing enough, the bills stacking up. He knows that you've been trying, working, believing, and still wondering why things haven't changed yet. And even when it feels like everything is falling apart, He's already at work, putting the pieces back together in ways you can't yet see. God's promise isn't to remove every difficulty immediately. His promise is to be with you through it all, to walk with you through the fire without letting it burn you. He is speaking over your life today, reminding you that this rough path you're on won't stay rough forever. The road ahead will be made smooth, not by your power, but by His grace. The storm may not stop today, but you're not going to drown in it. Use the Super Thanks button and be part of God's provision for this platform. Even a little can make a big difference when it's given with faith. You're going to experience a strength that doesn't come from your own abilities. It's a supernatural strength, one that fills you up when you feel empty, one that lifts your spirit when everything else is pulling it down. It's not the kind of strength that gets rid of the struggle. It's the kind that carries you through it. And that strength is being poured into you right now, even as you read this. God is arranging divine connections and sending the right people into your life. People who won't just take, but will give. People who will speak life, encourage your heart, and walk with you in faith. They're coming, not by chance, but by divine orchestration. You're not going to have to chase opportunities. They're going to find you. Doors that have been shut will swing open. Situations that seem dead will come back to life. There's a destination for you, and God is determined to get you there. You may not see how it's possible right now. Maybe your vision is clouded by disappointment, grief, or fear. But He's not confused about your journey. He knows every turn, every delay, every detour. And He's not leaving you in the wilderness. You're being led somewhere intentional, somewhere beautiful. You don't need millions to give, just a willing heart and obedience. Use Super Thanks now to bless someone who has nothing. Keep moving forward, even when it doesn't make sense. Your breakthrough is not behind you. It's ahead. It's on the other side of your perseverance, your faith, your prayers that feel unanswered. God is not finished writing your story. This chapter may be hard, but it's not the end. There's more coming. Better is coming. So don't give up. Don't let the weight of today make you forget the promises of tomorrow. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. And you are not lost. You are seen, loved, and held by a God who is working everything out for your good. Let that truth be your anchor, when everything else feels unstable. Keep believing, because your time is coming. You've made it through things that would have broken someone else. That truth alone is enough to recognize your strength, even if you don't always feel it. The fact that you're still standing, still believing, still trying, that's not weakness, that's resilience. You've survived moments that brought you to your knees, moments that made you question everything, moments where the silence from heaven felt louder than any answer. But you didn't stay down, and that matters. If you believe in Jesus, let your love show through giving today. Super thanks isn't just a button, it's a blessing in motion. So much of what you've endured, no one else really knows about. The silent battles, the invisible wounds, the nights you spent praying with tears instead of words. People might think they know your story, but they only know fragments. The truth is, there's a version of you that only God has seen. The version who nearly gave up, who cried out in desperation, who questioned why life had to be this hard. And still, God kept showing up. Sometimes the protection of God looks like loss. It's not always easy to recognize at first. Closed doors feel like rejection. People leaving feels like abandonment. But in reality, those things were God preserving you, sparing you from harm you couldn't see. You were asking for answers, but He was giving you protection. You were asking for connection, but He was creating distance for your peace. What looked like a curse was actually care. He's been fighting battles on your behalf that you didn't even know existed. The situations that didn't make it to your front door. The drama that never unfolded. The lies that never reached your ears. The plans against you that never saw daylight. You didn't see those battles, but He won them for you. That's why you're still here. Not because nothing came against you, but because nothing that came against you could overcome you. Every super thanks helps us bless the poor and reach the lost. Let's be God's hands together. Your giving makes it possible. Even when you thought you were forgotten, God was watching over every detail. When people walked away without explanation, He stayed. When you didn't get the job, the relationship fell apart, or the opportunity vanished, He wasn't punishing you. He was redirecting you. What you thought was a setback was actually God setting the stage for something better. And the time is coming when it will all make sense. Your endurance has been building something powerful inside of you. Patience, compassion, wisdom, faith that's no longer just theory, but real, lived experience. You've been walking through fire, but you're not coming out burned. You're coming out refined. That's why even now, you're beginning to sense a shift. The weight hasn't changed, but something inside you has. You're stronger than you were before. You've cried out for a sign, for a reason to believe that it's going to get better. Consider this, your confirmation. Something beautiful is being born out of all this pain, not in spite of it, but through it. Your suffering has not been wasted. Every tear, every doubt, every disappointment has been counted. And now, there's a new wave of favor forming. The tide is turning, even if it hasn't reached your shore just yet. Jesus gave everything. Can you give a little to honor Him? Use super thanks to show your heart belongs to Him. You've been faithful in the quiet, faithful when it hurt, faithful even when your faith felt weak. And now, that faith is beginning to move mountains. Doors are opening that no one can shut. Hearts are being stirred in your favor. Opportunities are being aligned. All because you held on when it would have been easier to let go. You didn't give up, and that's why breakthrough is on its way. The blessing that's coming isn't just for you. It's going to touch everyone around you, your household, your family, your community. The goodness of God is about to pour out in ways that will leave no doubt who carried you through. You're not just going to be blessed, you're going to be a blessing. And people will see the favor of God written all over your life. So, take a deep breath. Let the weight of what didn't happen fall away. You're not behind. You're not forgotten. You're exactly where you need to be for what's coming next. This is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of something divine. Hold your head up. Your survival wasn't an accident. It was preparation. Something good is on the horizon, and this time you'll be ready for it. Can you be the reason someone eats, prays, and believes again? Click super thanks and let your seed become their salvation. There comes a moment when you realize that holding on is not strength anymore. It's weariness. You've given your all, tried to fix what was broken, fought to make things work, and extended grace over and over. But still, some people stayed the same. Some situations didn't change, and some hearts never softened. And in that realization, there's a quiet truth that begins to rise. Maybe letting go isn't failure, it's faith. It's trusting that God sees what you can't, and that walking away is not walking out on hope, but walking toward healing. It doesn't always happen in one big decision. Letting go creeps in subtly. One day, what used to keep you up at night no longer has the power to disturb your peace. The name you whispered in every prayer no longer brings tears. The memories start to feel more distant, like echoes instead of anchors. You didn't decide to stop caring. It just happened slowly, through grace. And that's how healing begins. Not by forcing closure, but by welcoming peace. There's a divine kind of love that knows when to release what's hurting you, even if you once begged God to let it stay. Sometimes God doesn't change the person or the circumstance. He changes your heart. He removes what you kept holding on to because He knew it was only breaking you further. And though it's painful, His no is often a bigger yes to your future. His refusal to answer your way is His protection in disguise. You've been broken, yes, but not beyond repair. You've felt empty, but God is filling those places with something deeper now. In the quiet moments where no one else sees, He's restoring you. That restoration isn't loud. It doesn't always look like a big breakthrough. Sometimes it's as simple as waking up with a lighter heart. Sometimes it's finding joy in a moment where sorrow used to sit. And sometimes it's just breathing and realizing you made it through another day. If you truly believe in God and love Jesus, show it with action. Super thanks isn't just giving, it's worship. Letting go of someone or something you deeply loved doesn't mean you were wrong for loving them. It means you were brave enough to love fully. It means you gave your heart, your time, your prayers, and that's never wasted. Love was never a mistake. But there comes a time when love must also be wise. And wisdom says, if it hurts more than it heals, if it drains more than it gives, it's time to step back and let God take control. You may not understand why things had to happen this way, and that's okay. You don't have to have all the answers to find peace. Sometimes peace comes when you finally stop trying to figure everything out. When you surrender the why and trust the who. God, the one who never left, never turned His back, never stopped loving you, even when you were too hurt to see it. He's still writing your story, and He's not done yet. Join the channel membership and stand with us in this mission of light. Together, we can reach more souls and bring glory to His name. Prayer becomes your anchor in these times. Not just asking for things, but pouring your heart out. Telling God where it hurts, admitting where you're weak, asking Him to take what you're not strong enough to carry anymore. That's where true strength is found. In surrender. When you no longer try to carry everything alone, but place it all in His hands and whisper, "Your will, not mine." And if your dream begins to slip away, know that it's not always the end. Sometimes it's the beginning of something far better. God doesn't waste your desires, He redirects them. He molds them into something that fits not only your life, but His purpose. What you thought was the end of the road may just be a detour to something more fulfilling than you ever imagined. Trust Him with your detours. They often lead to destiny. Each day, wake up and release your agenda. Offer your goals, your needs, your pain, and your hopes back to Him. Say, God, I want this, but not if it costs me you. Because what good is gaining the whole world if it costs you your peace, your joy, your closeness with God? Let Him be the one who decides what stays and what goes. When He leads, even the losses have meaning. Send a super sticker in live streams to show you're present and believing. Your support lights up the message and encourages others to step forward in faith. And when the blessing comes, and it will, don't forget how far you've come. Don't forget the nights you cried, the prayers you whispered, the strength you found when there was none left. You didn't get here by accident. You've been carried, held, and led by grace. And now, you're not just surviving. You're stepping into a life built on faith, peace, and surrender. Let that be your foundation. Let that be enough.